Hey guys, it's Sanjana, and this week I'm going to be talking about what life in London is like. So far, my life in London's been great. It's the first time that I've had to leave home and all my friends and family in Singapore and come abroad and be truly independent. It can be a little bit daunting, but there's no better place in the world to be a student than in London. So with being independent comes being responsible. So in this video, I'm going to talk about some of the adult things that I've had to learn since being here for the last few months, and also talk about some of my favorite things about London and things that I like to do in my free time. So to start off with all the adult things, one thing that's really important is groceries and food. It can be really easy, especially as a college student, to pick convenience over health, but I've realized that in the long run, it's more expensive and more unhealthy, and that really starts to add up. So personally, I like to cook, and I like to eat healthy and try out new dishes and recipes. When it comes to eating out, I don't really eat out that much. I like to see how many times I eat out in a week and keep that under control. Another thing that's really important is doing your laundry on time. You never want to be in the situation where you're running late for uni, you have a class that starts at 9, it's 8:55, and you have nothing clean to wear. And make sure that you separate your whites from your colors, because the colors can bleed, and I learned this the hard way. So now on to what life in London is really like. There's an incredible number of things that you can do in London, and surprisingly, a lot of these things are free. One of the biggest things that I was very surprised about was the number of free museums and galleries that you could go to. Back home in Singapore, you have to pay entry fees for all the museums and galleries, but over here you have access to the world's best museums and exhibitions, and they're all for free. So that's one of my favorite things to do, is to take advantage of all of these opportunities and really go out and venture the city. And I like to do this with a lot of my international student friends, just because none of us are from London, and for all of us it's a new city and it's a new chance to explore. Another thing that I really like about life in London is that there's never a dull moment. There's always something going on, some light festival or some cultural festival, and it's just great. Especially living in central London, you're very close to all of these events, and it's just really convenient. Recently there was a light festival, the Lumiere Light Festival, all around central London, and there were light installations everywhere. One thing I've realized is that London is best seen on foot. For me personally, I like to go on walks with my friends, and we'll just go sometimes late at night whenever we're done studying, or if we're bored, or if we just need some fresh air. Sometimes just go out to Trafalgar Square, walk around, maybe go across the bridge to Waterloo and South Bank. So living in London has its perks. It's a beautiful city, it's super safe, especially in central London. There's never a dull moment, but at the same time there are cons to living here. One of the things is that it is an expensive city. Coming from Singapore, I don't really find the change that much, but and I think that one thing that's really important to do is budget and make sure that you're not going across a certain limit that you set for yourself. Make sure you write down or keep track of how much you're spending, just so that you're never drained of cash and you have no idea where your money went. Another thing that I've noticed about London is that the weather isn't as what everyone expects it to be. Everyone says that it's like, oh, it's going to be gloomy in winter, it's going to rain a lot, it's not going to be the most pleasant. So if you're worried about the weather, don't be. It's not that bad. Just make sure you have enough layers on when it's really cold. Make sure you have a scarf when it's windy. But other than that, I think it's fine.
Bagel bake, salt beef bagel,
cider puffs.
The food.
The international the people are, so when you're walking down the streets, not just Londoners, but people from all over the world.
Like, you're so close to so many museums and galleries.